Hello everyone. I hope you guys can hear me and you can see me. Let me know in the chat box, everyone. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. I hope I'm audible. You can see me as well. In case you have joined, let me know in the chat box. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. This is the most comprehensive preparation app for all the exams that you can think about. All right, in case you have joined, let me know in the chat box. I will wait for a couple of seconds and then we would straight away start. Okay, let me see. I can already see Ashmita is there, Anisha is present, and Sijan has joined, Preeti Kashyap has come. That's awesome. Okay, who else? Parul, Kushi, Dev study. Okay, Mr. Advocate. They all have appeared now. I can see them all. Sijan says, Sir, Monday ko hua tha ya nahi? Sijan, yes, the class started a little late because of technical issues, but class hui thi. Okay, so in case you have missed it, just go back and watch. Okay, all right everyone, good to see you all. अब सारे लोग आ गए हैं तो हम शुरू कर सकते हैं. So in case you are watching this for the first time, let me quickly tell you what we do in this series or during this session. So what we do is we basically try to work on our English language, okay, for exams like CLAT or SLAT or ALET or any other exam that you have in mind. Even if you're targeting other exams, you're most welcome. Now what we do is we take articles, we take book parts, extracts, or we take editorials from different newspapers, magazines, not necessarily the mainstream ones, but also the offbeat ones. For example, today I have taken an article from a very offbeat journal that we generally don't read. And then we read the article, then we analyze what is the author trying to say, which part is playing what role. For example, where is the author's main point, where is the author's explanation, where is the author's details, and we also pay attention to other things, for example, use of vocab or even grammar. So in case you are preparing for any exam, not necessarily CLAT only, any exam, and if you want to work on your English language, then I think this is a session that you must not skip. In case you have missed the previous ones, please go and watch. And let me tell you, we have these sessions on Monday, Wednesday and Thursday. Today is Wednesday, yes, and tomorrow we have a session at 10 o'clock. Don't miss that as well. And one more thing, in case you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you do that so that you can also participate in the chat. And if you are new to the channel, if you have not done these sessions earlier, please let me know by writing in the comment section down there what other kind of things you would like us to do and help you. Okay, all right everyone, enough of lecture. Now let's begin. So Aditi, good morning. Stuti, good morning. Sijan, okay, I'll just cross check, don't worry. Hariom, Devadrita, good morning guys, good to see you all. Finally it rained here, so situation is under control, right? Okay. All right. Okay everyone, so let's begin. So what do we do in these sessions? I have told you already. Let's begin and let's enjoy an article from a very famous journal called Nature. Okay, this journal is famous for publishing scientific articles, not necessarily non-scientific ones, very scientific articles, and it is very respected. If your article is published in Nature, it is considered that you are a top-notch kind of a professional in your field. You might be a nuclear physicist, or you might be a biologist or whatever, but you are a top-notch person for sure. Nature is a very famous, very well-known journal. Okay, but I have gotten not a very hard one for you because we are just getting started. So please read it. I would also read it with you, and you start reading it. There are 2 slides, right? And then we would see what can we do with this article. Okay, what can we learn from this article? But first, please read it, and I would also read it with you, but let me just have a look at the comments first. Tijan, okay, I will cross check. I'm not aware of it. Okay, don't worry. All right, everyone. Falguni says good morning and happy Guru Purnima. Thank you, Falguni. Thank you so much for your wishes and good morning. Please read it, and I would also read, don't worry, but I would read it fast. So I'm giving you guys a little extra time, okay? You first read it, just write done after reading it. And do also let me know in the chat box if you want me to increase the difficulty level of the articles, okay? Because unless you guys tell me, I would not know, right? So let me know you want me to bring harder articles and weirder articles, whatever. Okay, no problem at all. Parul Garg says done. Okay, fair enough. Evadrita, done. Pandey, Anil, done. Asmita, done. Shubham, done. Okay, that's good to know. But I'll wait for 30 more seconds, okay? And then I'll show you the next slide. Suti, Saima, done. Okay, good, good. Varsha, done. Okay. All right, guys, let's move on to the next one. I will come back to it again, don't worry. So just enjoy first, okay? Please read it. Try to focus on the main points of the author, okay? And read the details very fast. Okay, good. 30 more seconds, guys, and then we would start reading it. And we would discuss something very, very important in terms of reading, okay? Reading technique. So just stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Okay, now what I'm doing is I am going to read, but more importantly I'm going to discuss how to read. Okay, so I think you guys have read. I can see done. So I think we can move on. Right now, let's go back to the previous slide. Remember, whenever you start reading anything, okay, anything you start reading, for example, it could be an article, it could be an RC, or it could be a critical reasoning passage. It could be anything. It could be a book, it could be part of an editorial or anything of that sort. There is a very important word that you should keep in mind, okay, which makes your reading faster and more accurate, okay, and that word is called anticipation. Now, what is the meaning of anticipation? I think you guys know that already, but I'll repeat. Anticipation basically means that you expect what is going to come next, right? It's like you return late from a movie and you can almost anticipate what is going to happen at home, right? You enter the house, your parents are going to be mad. It can follow with some kind of missiles coming at you. Anticipation. So when you enter the house, you are not like, all happy and confident. You do it in a very cowed down manner, right? Because you anticipate some kind of reaction from your parents. This is very important in reading also. When you read, you can anticipate well, your speed will go up. Physically, remember guys, physically pushing the speed beyond a certain point is not possible. Why? Because how fast can your eyes or your brain can work, right? There's a limitation. You cannot read beyond a certain speed because of limitations of eyes and your brain. But if you anticipate, you can be very fast. Let me give you an example of anticipation, okay? In this paragraph, suppose you are reading this part in this slide, okay? Now read this first part. Rural poverty and food insecurity go hand in hand. Means what? Wherever rural poverty is present, food insecurity would be present. Wherever rural poverty is present, food insecurity would be present. Food insecurity means what? Lack of food. Rural poverty is present, food insecurity will be present, and yet. Now the moment you see this word yet, this is a contrasting word, right? This is a contrasting word. And yet means, now anticipate, means something opposite is going to be said. So the first part said rural poverty. Wherever rural poverty is present, food shortage is present. Yet. Now, whatever will come next will be opposite of what you expect. Correct? It says researchers found that the overwhelming majority of studies they assessed were not relevant to the needs of smallholders and their families. Wherever rural poverty is present, food insecurity is present. What do you expect? Whoever is doing research on that will focus on that. But yet, they did not focus on it. They were not relevant to it. Correct? Now, it says moreover. Now, what is the role of the word moreover? Moreover is a word which basically shows that something additional is being said. Right? Additional point or data is coming. For example, suppose I say you are not studying at all, moreover. Now, am I going to say something positive? Definitely not. If I say you are not studying, moreover, I'm going to say something similar. I'm adding to it. So I'll say, moreover, you're also gambling. Moreover, you are also in bad company. The author says, moreover. That means whatever negative point was being discussed here is going to be another negative point. If you pay attention to these kind of things, you can anticipate, you can expect what is going to come, and your reading speed will increase. Let me know in the chat right now, everybody, Did you follow the point I was making? And do you think you would be able to do this in the coming reading sessions that you take up? I want you guys to respond so that I know you have heard me, you have listened to me, and you are not sleeping. Okay, quickly everybody. Here, remember guys, here Gargi, I'm not talking about prior knowledge, and I'm not talking about assuming anything. I'm talking about anticipating what the author is going to do next. Slightly different, right? By paying attention to the text only. Yes? Okay, very good. Now let's go back to the first paragraph. Now you guys have read the paragraph already, and I think you already know what the author is saying, correct? I will be very fast, don't worry. How can research help to end hunger? The paragraph starts with a question. We can be pretty sure that the paragraph probably will answer this question, right? Or at least try. So the author will either answer this question, or the author will at least try to answer the question. How can research help to end hunger? Now it says one way to answer this question is to assess published research on hunger. So one way you can do it is by assessing. Assessing means analyzing the published research on hunger. And then it says that's what an international research consortium called CERES 2030 has been doing. Consortium basically means a group of institutions, right? For example, CLAT consortium. Consortiums are basically a group of institutions, right? 5-10 institutions will come together, they will form a consortium. So it can be a group of NGOs, it can be a group of research centers, it can be a group of institutions, anything. That's what an international research consortium called CERES 2030 has been doing. Okay. Now, anticipate. If it has been doing that, what do you expect next? You expect the finding to come next, right? What did they find? The consortium's finding are both revealing and concerning. Now the author is setting the stage, author is creating drama, author is creating suspense. Author is saying there is a consortium which has done this, right? And what they found was not very nice. Now you would notice one more thing, guys. Whenever you see two hyphens like this, whatever comes in the middle is known as additional information. Okay, this information, remember everyone, this information generally is additional. Means even if you don't know this information, you probably are okay. Even if you don't read this information, probably you are okay. So if you're in a hurry, you can skip this part, or you can scan it very fast and move. This happens a lot. For example, look at this part. Now, suppose I do not read this part at all when I'm reading it for the first time. Okay, when I'm reading it for the first time, will it change the meaning of the part I'm reading? Not really. For example, look at this part. It says researchers found that the overwhelming majority of studies they assessed more than 95%. When you say majority, it is more than 50%. It could be 99.99%, right? When you use the word majority, it's understood that's more than 50%, right? It says more than 95%. This information was not that relevant. We understood that already, correct? So if you're in a hurry, you can avoid. Information between hyphens, information between commas are additional information. Correct, everybody? Clear? So try to incorporate these reading habits. You will become faster. Physically, remember, you can't start running like Usain Bolt. There's a limit beyond which you can't go in terms of speed, right? But techniques can make you faster, definitely. Correct? Okay. So the author starts by talking about Can research help? Then it talks about consortium. It says what the consortium found was revealing and it was concerning also. It was a matter of concern. Then it says the team was able to identify 10 practical interventions. The team members found that overwhelming majority of agricultural research publications they assessed were unable to provide solutions. Now look at the first passage, first paragraph. The first paragraph says that the study found that the articles, publications were not offering practical solutions. Correct? Especially to those who were smallholder farmers. Now, if you are writing publications and you're not suggesting helpful techniques, then what is the use of that at all? Correct? So that is something that very clearly was the first problem. Then it says researchers found many studies that conclude that smallholders are more likely to adopt new approaches when they are supported by technical advice, etc., known as extension services. The researchers found many studies that conclude that smallholders are likely to adopt new approaches if they are helped. Okay. Farmers also prosper when they can sell their produce informally to small and medium-sized firms. Okay, fine. There was one finding, however. Again, see, however means something contrasting is coming. There was one finding, however, that surprised and troubled. 2/3 of people who are hungry live in rural areas. Now it says farmers are growing food, but 2/3 of them are hungry. Now, is that surprising? No. If they are growing food, then they should not be hungry. Just imagine, farmers are producing food and they are hungry. That's ironical. Correct? That's contradictory. But the research found it. Then it says rural poverty and food insecurity are always together. Correct? Then it also found that these studies were not relevant to the needs of smallholders and their families. Then it says one paper from the CERES 2030 team's finding includes the striking statement that most of the included studies only involved researchers without any participation from farmers. So they were not offering practical solutions. They found that farmers were hungry. They found that the researchers did not care about smallholder farmers. And they also found that they did not even involve the farmers. Imagine you are doing research on farmers and you're not even involving them. Correct? Now, the author says, so why aren't the researchers answering more practical questions? Question is, why are researchers not doing that? Now, what can you expect from here onwards? The reasons why researchers are not doing that. So look at this article, guys. There are two parts. First part says researchers are not doing a good job, and second part from here tells you why researchers are not doing that. Correct? It gives you reasons for that, right? So it talks about funding problems and it talks about other problems which you have read. I am not reading that because there is a question on that. I want you guys to try that. So I hope you understood the basic idea of the paragraph. What are the issues that the farmers are facing? Why hunger is not going away? The findings of a consortium and why researchers are not doing good research. Both are part of the paragraph. May not be the main focus, but part of the paragraph. Correct? What is the main focus? We'll discuss at the end. So, have you guys understood, read the article on your own? Did you also understand the point about anticipation? Yes or no? Please tell me in the chat box quickly before I take you further and we attempt 1 or 2 questions. No, more than 1 or 2 questions actually. Okay, everybody, please try. Please type quickly. So, should I believe you guys have read it? Yes. Okay, good. All right, everyone. So let's move on and let's see if we have an interesting question. Okay, so that first question is in front of you and it is an important one. Okay, so I want you guys to read the question very carefully. If you need to go back, I will show you the paragraph also. Okay, but I want you guys to get the right answer. Please attempt the question, everybody. I will show you the paragraph also if needed. Okay, quickly, everyone. If you want to read the paragraph, you can tell me paragraph. I'll show you the paragraph. No problem at all. Okay. All right. I'm showing you the paragraph also. Okay. So read this part, guys. This is where the question comes from. This part, right? The question actually comes from this line. Okay. Read this and ask yourself. Okay. Ask yourself, why did the author use this line here? What is the purpose? Why is the author using this line here? The author could have not used it also, no? The author could have said, okay, let's not write this. This is additional information. But what is the role of this additional information, right? That is what you have to figure out. So please read it and then I'll show you the options again. Okay, but I will not show you this part again. So read it very carefully. Tell me in the chat box, everybody. Okay. World Food Program. You probably have heard about it, right? You probably have. Okay, can we go to the question now? Yes, please. Now tell me which one is the correct answer. Why did the author use this line in the paragraph? Coming just days after this year's Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to the World Food Program. Why is the author mentioning World Food Program? It's a very good question, so think and answer. All right, let's look at the answers now. Shruti Mishra, C. Okay. Anisha, C. Option C. C. So I'm getting C. Let me analyze the other answers. Okay. The author mentions the fact that a very important prize was given to a program called World Food Program. Now, what does this World Food Program does? It takes food. It makes sure that food reaches who need it, right? Suppose you are hungry and you're dying. You're in Somalia, you're in Sudan, you are in a flood affected area, you are in a drought affected area and you are dying without food. World Food Program will try and make sure that you get food, correct? So did the author mention it to show that the availability of food is a problem? Availability of food or inavailability? Option A is very clearly out. It should be inavailability. It shows that the lack of food is a major issue in the world. Yes, but World Food Program is not about lack of food. It is about taking the food to the needy. Correct. Option 2 is actually correct, technically, knowledge wise, that lack of food is a problem. Agreed. But why was World Food Program mentioned? So not a great answer. Okay, now look at option D. It shows that how hunger is a major problem all over the world. Now this is an extreme statement. World Food Program takes food to those who need it. Does it mean hunger is a major problem all over the world? The option D can mean all over the world people are hungry. No, the paragraph also does not say that. Paragraph says yes, farmers are hungry, but does it mean every country has farmers or everywhere people are farmers? Nothing of that sort. Even D does not make sense. So well done, guys. The correct answer is of course C. C says it shows that making food available to the needy is important for the world. That is why UN World Food Program exists. So I hope it is clear, everyone, and you have got it right. Well done, guys. Next question. Let's look at the next question. So the next question says, which of the following is the most appropriate summary of the highlighted paragraph? So what do you have to do? You have to first read the highlighted paragraph and then find which option will give us the summary in the best possible manner. Okay, is the question understood, everybody? I hope it is understood. So first you read the highlighted part and then tell me which option will be the most appropriate summary. Okay. Varsha, I hope you understood the answer. You had marked D, right? Tijan, you understood? Preeti Kashyap, you guys understood, right? Because your answers were different. After reading the paragraph, let me know. Read the paragraph. Here is the question. Very doable question, right? Not hard. Saima, D, 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 D. Okay, very good. Well done. Well done. All right, D, 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 D. Do I have any other answer? D, 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 D. No, no, no. Only D. The entire class is unanimous. Okay, everybody attending is unanimous. That's very beautiful. Okay, everyone, that's very awesome. All right, everybody is saying the answer is D. The correct answer, however, is A. Okay, this is called a collective failure. All right, Stuti Mishra at least tried a different answer. Stuti Mishra said B, but the correct answer is A. Now think, why did I say that? Okay, read this paragraph with me, everybody. Okay, read this paragraph with me. At the same time, applied research involving working with smallholder farmers and their families doesn't immediately boost an academic career. If you work with smallholders, your academic career is not boosted. Many researchers do work with smallholders, but increasingly, university research strategy terms want their academics to bid for larger grants. Many researchers work with smallholders, but universities want them to work for bigger grants. Publishers also bear some responsibility. Smallholder farming research might not be considered sufficiently original, globally relevant, or world-leading for journal for journal publication. Now read these lines very carefully and think. Forget the options, guys. Think. Use your brains. Think. What is the author saying here? The first point he made was that if researchers work with smallholder families, it does not help their career. Correct? Many researchers work with the smallholders, but the universities do not want them to do it. Universities want them to work for bigger ones, bigger grant. And even publishers don't consider smallholder farming research as sufficiently original, globally relevant, or world leading. What is the summary of the paragraph? Do you think the summary of the paragraph is that smallholders are suffering? Is that what the author is trying to say there? Think and tell me, everybody. Let me look at your comment. Do you really think the author is trying to say that smallholders are suffering? Smallholders are suffering, the author has been saying throughout the paragraph. They do not have enough to eat. Nobody cares about them. They are not given practical solution. That author has already talked about. What is the author doing in this paragraph? What is the author's intention in this paragraph? Think. What is the author saying? Is the author saying size does matter? Yes, author is actually saying that if you're small, nobody cares about you. This is still okay. So if you marked B, I'm not mad at you. I'm okay with that. Okay. So in case, for example, Stuti Mishra wrote B, I'm okay with that. I'm not mad. But small is beautiful? Not at all. Smallholders are suffering? Not at all. Only correct possible answers are A and B. Now, how do I choose? Size does matter is a broad idea, no? Size can be small, medium, large, extra large, correct? But in option A, it talks about small. In option B, it talks about size. It's a broader option. You understand, everybody? Stuti Mishra, is it clear? Size does matter. Size can be small, extra small, large, extra large, right? But here it says small, specific option, less desirable. People just don't want to do any research on smallholders because universities don't want, journals don't want, researchers also don't want it. Small is just not desirable. Therefore, the correct answer is option. I hope it is clear, everybody. More importantly, you understood how to tackle these questions. Correct? All right, everyone, let's try again. So on popular demand from the previous class, I got a grammar question for you because in the last class people said we want to learn grammar. So here it is. Please mark the right answer, everybody. You have to find the correct replacement of the underlined part. Please go ahead and tell me the correct answer. And if you want such questions, let me know in the comment box also. Varsha, that is why we chose A. We are looking for most appropriate. All right, I've started getting answers. Devadrita says option C. I'll tell you the answer in next 20 seconds, okay? C. Sakshi Gupta. If you get this right, you are doing a fantastic job. Well done. Okay. But I need to wait. Aditi C. So let me start by telling you, and you guys send me the answer meanwhile. Let me quickly tell you, whenever, remember, you're talking about a fraction or any kind of percentage, etc. Okay, for example, 1/2 of a movie, right? Now 1/2 of a movie, or 1/2 of 50% of a movie, 50% of a book. People get confused that whether after this we should use a singular verb or a plural verb. After this, if a verb comes, people get confused. Okay, don't worry about this part, guys. Whether it says 1/2, 90%, 1/3, 2/3, whatever, don't worry about this. Always worry about the subject. What is given here is important. For example, if this one is a countable noun, okay, or you think that this can be counted separately, then this verb would be plural. Okay, for example, researchers can be counted, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. But if it had said information, now can I count information like 1 information, 2 information, 3 information? Suppose it had said advice. Now can I count advice, 1 advice, 2 advice, 3 advice, right? If it had said money, can I count money, 1 money, 2 money, 3 money? I can't count, right? If this word had been non-countable, then this verb would be singular. If this word is countable, if it can be counted 1, 2, 3, 4, then this verb would be plural, correct? And it should be in plural also. So you have to check two things. Is this in plural and can it be counted? You can clearly see it says researchers. You can count it, 1 researcher, 2 researcher, and it says a majority of the researchers. Suppose there are 10 researchers, so it's talking about 6 of them. So you're talking about 6 out of 10. Can I say wants with them? We can't say that. It has to be want, right? So let's see, where does it say wants? This is out, wants, this is out. Now between A and B, if you look at B, it says advices. Advice, plural of advice is some advice, pieces of advice, but you cannot say advices, right? Just like information, or words like furniture, or words like equipment. You cannot say I have 10 furnitures, I have 10 equipments. You can say I have 10 pieces of equipment, I have 10 pieces of furniture, I have 2 pieces of advice, I have some advice, but you cannot say I have 10 advices, right? This is also out. So the correct answer must be E for Calcutta. Very well done. I can see that. So is it clear, everybody? Did you understand? This is called subject verb agreement. Subject verb agreement is a very important chapter in grammar. In case you have not done it, please do. You would need it as a future lawyer also. Okay, all right, try again. This one is not hard. I think you can figure it out very easily. Yes, please. Interventions is the word, not a hard word. I think you can get it right very easily. Quickly, everyone. Pandey Anil says C is right. Pandey, you mean this one or the previous one? Dev says D. Dev Study says D. But I will have to wait. Tuti, I think you guys have to be faster. These are very simple questions, right? Word-based questions. A, B, D. Huh? C also. Preeti says C. A, B, D. All right, I'll tell you the correct answer. The correct answer is, of course, B for Bombay. You have to find most inappropriate, right? Intervention basically means when you try to help someone. Interposition, mediation, involvement all require the same thing. You go and interfere in a positive way, you help people. But arbitration is when you are supposed to decide between the two. It is not intervention, it is asked for, you go and do it very clearly, and therefore this is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. If you got it right, well done. In case you did not get it right, I hope you learned something. Okay, let's try, everybody. Boost, I think, is a very well-known word in India, right? Sachin made it famous, I think so. Not a hard one. Okay, everyone. So in case you are not aware, in case you are doing it for the first time, we meet on Monday, Wednesday and Thursday 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, tomorrow also we are more meeting, and if you have a specific requirement, for example a specific type of passage, paragraph, etc., let me know in the comment section. Okay, yes everybody, next question quickly. Okay, I have started getting answers. D, B, okay, D, B, D, I think vocab is one area where you all need to work. I can see that. All right, everybody. D, 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 B, D, B, D, B, D. Okay, let me tell you the correct answer. Heave basically means to push, okay, or to support. For example, somebody is trying to get into a train and you heave the person, you basically augment his position, right? Heave is push. Augment also means to boost, to support. Hoist also means to support, push, heave. But heaven basically is a safe place, right? Safe place. It's not heaven, okay, not the heavens. Heaven is a safe place, right? For example, criminals have a safe heaven in places like South Africa. They run away there and stay there. That's a heaven, not the heaven karenge. That's a, don't confuse. Therefore the correct answer is B for Bombay, because you had to find the inappropriate one. Simple. Correct. You can now beat yourself if you got it wrong. Okay, next one. Very simple. We are almost through, guys. Just one question left, I think. So we are almost through. Anil is happy and sad at the same time, understandably. Yes, please. I will tell you the answer if you guys take so much time. Jaldi. Striking. All right. Preeti says A. Preeti Kashyap says A. Sneha says A. Now I think you guys have become wiser, right? Cleverer. After a couple of jhatkas, you are on the right track. Anshuman Pandey B. Anisha A. Okay, let's see. Striking is the word. For example, you go to a party and you see a very striking person. Striking basically is a very outstanding kind of person, right? You can see the person from a distance, noticeable. Striking is something which is noticeable. You can see from a distance, right? Suppose you go to a party and you meet Tony Kakkad or somebody like that, or Badshah. Conspicuous person. You can see that person from a mile, right? Or if you use telescope, probably from Mars also. That kind of a person is called conspicuous, right? Badshah or Tony Kakkad, they can be seen in the deep space images also, correct? That's conspicuous. Very good. Well done, guys. The correct answer is A. Striking does not mean lethal, does not mean powerful. Pusillanimous basically means a coward person. No relation whatsoever. Okay, well done. Not bad, not bad. Very good. All right, last question of the day, everybody. Can I have the answer, please, quickly? Landing point. Let's see who gives the first correct answer and the fastest answer. Okay. Landing point. Now I'm pretty sure you guys are reading the instructions 10 times before answering, right? Anil, no problem. That's why you should come to these sessions more, right? D, C, D, B, D, C, D, B. Nobody says A, huh? D, C, B. D. Majority is still talking about D, but some are saying B and some are saying C also. Anil Pandey is happy this time. He got it right in the last question. Well done. All badhiya. Okay, everyone, let me tell you, let me help you. A, B, C, D. I mean, you guys have given B, C, and D as your correct answer. Landing point basically means, if you are flying an aircraft, landing point is a point where you go and enter something, right? For example, land at an airstrip, right? But how do we use it in language? Landing point basically means where somebody gets a foothold or a toehold, where somebody gets to just enter. For example, suppose you're trying to be a Bollywood hero or a Bollywood heroine and nobody is giving you a landing point. Then what is it that the person is not giving you? You go to 10 different studios and nobody gives you a landing point. Now check option D. Opinionated basically means biased. Do you think you are saying nobody gives you a biased point of view? What kind of answer is that? Wrong. Nobody gives you an objective standpoint. Objective standpoint basically means what? Unbiased standpoint. Landing point has nothing to do with biased or unbiased standpoint. It is about giving you a chance. Landing point is a chance. It's an entry point. You go to 10 different studios, nobody is giving you a landing point. Means what? Nobody is giving you a point of entry. Okay, it's not a place for entering something. Okay, it's not a place for entering something. It is an entry point. They are two different things. Okay, and therefore correct answer is A. Nobody actually gave A, I think. In case you got it right, well done. But I did not see anybody marking this question as right, which means did anybody give right answer? Let me know, guys. Okay, I might have missed also. There are a lot of answers coming in. I might have missed. The correct answer is of course A. So I hope A, you liked the session. B, you found it useful. That is more important. Third, in case you have specific requirements, let me know, because you're meeting now regularly. In case you guys want these sessions to continue and you want us to bring you more valuable sessions, let us know what kind of paragraphs you would want us to tackle, what kind of subject matter to be covered. For example, I'm thinking of bringing now, of course, philosophy and spiritual stuff also, because we get RCs from those kind of languages as well, right? But it would be mixed, it would be varied. We would tackle a lot of kind of questions also. We work on vocab, work on grammar and stuff like that. If you're watching me after the session is over, let me know in the comment boxes. Write it there and we will work on that. Varsha, we will discuss in some other session, not today. Okay, it's already very late. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you so much for being a very patient audience. I'll see you again. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock again. Thank you, guys. Bye bye, everyone. Please take care.